It started with a single decision, a simple signature, but the shockwaves are global. On August 1st, the United States will unleash a crushing 50% tariff on Brazilian beef. For President Trump, it's more than a trade move. It's a bold declaration of economic sovereignty. For Brazil, one of America's top beef suppliers, it feels like betrayal. Billions in exports, thousands of jobs, and years of fragile diplomacy now hang in the balance. And for ordinary Americans, this means something unexpected. The cost of dinner is about to become a political burden. Behind the scenes, supermarkets are bracing, restaurants are scrambling, and Brazil is preparing to respond. But what kind of response? Will it be economic retaliation or something much bigger? This isn't just a tariff. It could be the first domino in a trade war no one saw coming. America loves its beef. From sizzling burgers on the grill to thick steaks served under dim lights in crowded steakhouses, it's more than just a meal. It's tradition. But beneath the aroma and appetite, there's a silent crisis unfolding. The U.S. cattle herd has shrunk to its smallest size in over 70 years. Droughts have turned once lush pastures into dust. Feed prices are soaring, pushing ranchers to the edge. And from the south, a parasite outbreak in Mexico has frozen another critical supply line. America needs beef, but it can't produce enough on its own. Enter Brazil, cheap, abundant, and dependable. In just months, Brazilian beef flooded into American markets, doubling in volume to fill the gap. Grocery stores stocked it. Restaurants served it. Families ate it. But now, that lifeline is under attack. With Trump's new tariff looming, the pipeline is about to slam shut. The question isn't just where the beef will come from next. It's what happens when America realizes it might not have a backup plan. Donald Trump didn't hesitate. He called the move necessary, decisive. A 50% tariff slapped on Brazilian beef, stacked on top of existing duties, making imports a staggering 76% more expensive overnight. The justification? National security. Trump pointed to Brazil's history of disease, cases of mad cow, foot and mouth outbreaks, lapses in transparency. He painted it not as punishment, but protection. The National Cattlemen's Beef Association stood behind him, applauding the move. This is accountability, they said, a stand for American farmers. But behind the praise lies a harder truth. America is not ready to feed itself. Its herds are too small, its weather too hostile, its production too slow. Ranchers can't meet demand in time. Supermarkets are dependent. Fast food chains are exposed. This tariff isn't just a shield. It's a bold bet, a gamble played on the global trade table. And in this poker game, Brazil isn't bluffing. It's watching, calculating, quiet, for now. But the stakes are rising with every passing hour. If Brazil calls Trump's hand through retaliation, alliances, or market shifts, the U.S. might find itself not just short on beef, but cornered in a conflict it never fully prepared for. Ground beef, once a staple of the American dinner table, is no longer cheap. Prices are expected to rise by 20%. And while fast food giants like McDonald's, Wendy's, and Jack in the Box remain publicly silent, their suppliers are in crisis mode. Restaurants are already adjusting, rewriting menus to brace for impact. Mothers are crossing meat off grocery lists. Working-class families, already stretched thin, are beginning to ask a painful question. Can we still afford meat at the heart of every meal? Economists say the tariff might give American ranchers some breathing room, but it won't last. Herds are too small, feed costs too high, and expansion too slow. Domestic supply simply can't rise fast enough. And that means in the short term, everyone pays. The middle class, small restaurants, and the millions who never imagined that politics in Washington could one day decide what's on their plate. Brazil is furious, and it's not hiding it. Robert Perosa, head of the Brazilian Beef Exporters Association, delivered his message loud and clear. This makes trade with the United States economically impossible. For years, Brazil has filled the gaps in America's food supply, quietly, reliably, and without fanfare. But now, after a sudden 50% tariff, patience is wearing thin. Brazil isn't powerless, far from it. If Washington thought it could act unilaterally, it may be in for a surprise. Brazil could retaliate with tariffs of its own, targeting U.S. wheat, soybeans, or tech exports. It could escalate the dispute through the World Trade Organization, calling out America for weaponizing food safety as an excuse for protectionism. Or it could take a quieter route, one that sends a deeper message. Brazil could turn toward China, deepen trade ties, expand diplomatic cooperation, and walk away from U.S. dependence altogether. Because for Brazil, this is no longer just about beef. It's about sovereignty, dignity, and showing the world that even when pushed by a superpower, it will not back down. This isn't Donald Trump's first tariff, and it likely won't be his last. He's targeted Canadian aluminum, slapped duties on Chinese steel, and raised the cost of European cars. Every time, the message was the same. Bring jobs home, rebuild American industry, protect our people. But the results told a different story. Factories didn't flood back. Supply chains didn't magically reappear. Instead, prices rose. Inflation tightened its grip, and working families felt the squeeze where it hurt most: at the grocery store, the gas pump, and now the dinner table. Once again, it's happening. The politics of tariffs is colliding with everyday life. And now, even America's closest allies, countries like Brazil, Canada, and the EU, are rethinking their alliances. In this new world of shifting power, Washington may no longer be the axis. As America turns inward, the rest of the world may start looking somewhere else. On August 1st, the tariff lands, but the shockwave won't stop there. Burgers will get pricier, grocery shelves will shift, and quiet tensions will erupt. Brazil won't stay silent. Retaliation is coming, whether through trade, diplomacy, or new alliances, and the world will be watching closely. Is this bold economic strategy or short-sighted self-sabotage, a power move, or a policy misfire? One thing's for sure: the impact won't end at the border. It will hit home, on every plate and in every wallet. So the next time you order that double cheeseburger, remember, it's not just fast food anymore. It's global power play, served hot on a sesame seed bun. Subscribe for updates on global trade and tariffs. Comment below: should Brazil retaliate, or should the U.S. back down? Share this video if rising food prices affect your family more than political posturing ever could. Let's talk about what really matters: